Okay, we're on. And here I am today in Mount Horeb with an old friend. And he was one of the great guys that I met when I was in college. And I mean, he was something else. But anyway, he's written a couple books, and I'm going to let him talk. Go ahead.
Well, hello there. Yes, I'm Bill Winters. I met Tom. It wasn't that long ago.
It was over 60.
He's much older than I am. You know, he just had a birthday a couple of days ago. I think he was 93. So
83.
I think that gives you some idea. But yes, we're good friends. I did write a couple of books. Here they are. I still have copies of them. They're about guys, men who were veterans, and I met them and enjoyed their scary stories and made them into books. So, in the meantime, Tom and me are here in Mount Horeb, Wisconsin this morning, and he's giving me some giant, they're giant, some giant,
Indian corn
yeah, gave me
seeds.
some Indian corn seeds. Still on the cob, I have to do all the shelling. And then he gave me
Giant pumpkin seeds.
giant pumpkin seeds. I think there's 3 of them there, 3 giant pumpkin
No,
seeds.
there's 6.
Anyway, yeah, I got to get back home and put them in the ground. And okay, and as long as I've got a chance here.
And there's bean seeds too.
Yeah, there are. And as long as I have a chance here, I have an old friend from college too. I haven't seen her in years, Bobby Cook. So if you're interested in ever don't go through Tom because he won't give anybody any addresses, but you can certainly reach me. I'm in this book, in the back cover, and you can write me a letter and we'll be friends just like we were then.
She won't even remember who you are.
All right, that's all there is to this. But it's a nice bright morning here.
Anyway, tell me more about these books. One was about a POW.
Well, the first one I wrote was about a very modest guy. There he is, from Hazel Green, Wisconsin. Grew up. His dad was a miner there in Hazel Green, and his mother and brother and sister, and they had quite a strenuous life there in the late 20s, early 30s. Like I said, his dad worked in the mines, and every once in a while the big siren would go off, and he and his mother and whichever kids were around, they'd run across the fields and to see if their father or their dad was alive. And so that kind of strengthened Jimmy. Jimmy Stevenson was his name. He went into the Marine Corps, went to Iwo Jima, was a hero, absolute hero, and how he was still alive, I will never know, nor will his family, and that's how the title came out, Sheltered by God's Own Hand. But he made it through, made it back, finished out his life right around there in that same area again, and I got to know him and really admired him a lot. The next book was about,
Wait a minute. You met him when? In the 70s or 80s?
I met him originally in 1965. His wife worked with mine at the Galena Hospital, and Jimmy was just a short, very quiet guy, and somewhere along in there, they invited us over for a meal on the weekend, and we went, and kind of up behind the radio was a medal, and I recognized it, a service medal, but for heaven's sake, it was a Navy Cross. And I said, Jim, what's that all about? Oh, I was in the war, and that was it. Never a thing again until about 1980, when I happened to run across him at a supermarket. And how you doing, Jimmy? And fine. They were living in a retirement home by then, and I said, I'm going to come over and talk to you. So I did, and the more I heard, the more interested I got in his story, and I wrote it down. It took a couple of years. The next book was about a young fella from just north of Dubuque, a farm kid, large family, and went into the Army at the height of the Vietnam War, and one thing led to another, and pretty soon He's wounded in a helicopter crash, had a broken back, and why they didn't shoot him right away when they discovered that is the North Vietnamese, why they didn't shoot him, nobody knows. But he turned out to be a 3-year prisoner in Hanoi, and a lot of suffering, and finally then in '73, when everyone else was released, he came home and led kind of a different life ever since then. But this is another book. This one is a little grisly. There's some tough scenes in it, and as a matter of fact, it took almost 4 years for me to be able to put it down in print. So that's my story on the editorial part of it. In the meantime, for 45 years in Dubuque, I published the Dubuque Leader newspaper, and I just stopped that on January the 12th of 2024, and I'm just going through the throes of being retired, and so here I am this morning with Tom. And hello, Bobby Cook. Glad to see you.
Hey, forget Bobby. She don't care. But anyway, one of the things, it's a good thing Bill was in college and studied vet science, because that was his specialty.
Yeah.
And he was a good student.
Oh, yeah.
And then he went in the Navy, and he was just an outstanding. What were you in the Navy? A cook or what?
No.
And he traveled a lot, and I don't know where he went. But anyway, I'm going to try to post this video here today or tonight when I get home, and he likes seeing himself
I didn't say that.
on my YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
I mean, he's one of my best subscribers. And I don't know if he's even subscribed.
Yeah, no.
He doesn't even know how to do that. I mean, show him your phone, Bill. Anyway, this is Bill's technology.
Level. That's where I am.
Yeah, he's
Beautiful, isn't it?
and he needs to upgrade to something like this.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway,
Glad to meet you all.
and if this video goes viral, it'll be thanks to Bill. GoPro, stop recording.